very much, and I have to say that is going to be a tough act to follow. Weren't they brilliant? You know, the Conservative Party is not the place that you would have 10, 15 years ago expected to find these guys. But they are proving that the Conservative Party has changed. It's changed a huge amount. And these guys are... You know, I think tonight we've heard some future leaders of the council, perhaps MPs, perhaps even ministers, and I mean the political ministers, I suppose. So do if you can possibly do it, get out there and support them in May, because these guys are the future. Like all of these guys, I wasn't actually born and raised in Croydon, but my dad was. He was born and raised in Richmond Road in Thornton Heath, not very far from here. He went to Winterbourne School when he was a lad. In fact, a few years ago, when I was the Cabinet Member for Children and Families in Croydon, I went to Winterbourne School. And I went into their big hall there, and they had all these big old oak boards with people's names carved on them. And I went round and had a look, and sure enough, there was my dad's name from 1947. Wow. And the reason my dad's name was up there was because back then, when aspiration was not a dirty word, the kids who passed the 11 plus and went to the local grammar schools, or the kids who took an exam to get into one of the independent schools on a full bursary, got their names put up on the board, and that's what happened to him. He passed the exam in 1947 to get a full bursary to go to Whitgift School. There was a school that his family, who were from a fairly humble background, could never have even dreamed of sending him to. But of his own efforts, he won that bursary and he got into that school, and that set him up for life. He went on to become an RAF pilot, and he met my mother, and a little bit later along came me. And you might think, well, you know, you had a good start in life then, didn't you? And, you know, compared to my dad, I guess, yes, I did. I had loving parents who were absolutely committed to me getting on in life. Neither of them had been able to go to university, because back in the 50s, if you didn't have money, you didn't go to university. But they were both intelligent people, and they were determined that their son, was going to do better, going to achieve more than they've done. I think they're slightly disappointed that I'm now a councillor in Croydon, but you can't have everything. But in a sense, that's what made me what I am. It made me passionate about opportunity, it made me passionate about family. Unlike my dad, I passed the exam to go to the local grammar school, because again, my parents, my dad was a pilot, pilots weren't paid a lot in those days. This is RAF pilots as opposed to airline pilots. Earned very little money, so I was never going to go to a posh independent school. The playing fields of Eton were not for me, but I did pass the exam to go to the local grammar school, and that set me up, and I was then able to go on and take advantage of the opportunity to go to university. And then by one of life's funny little coincidences, I ended up back in Croydon. 30 years after my dad had left it to start flying aeroplanes, here was me back again, working for Brook Bond, marketing tea bags. So Croydon is in an interesting place at the moment. It's at a crossroads. We have a local election coming up in just 10 weeks' time or so. And it's a very important local election, because it's going to determine the future shape of our society for a very long time.